Kenobi's corner, Kenobi's corner, Kenobi's corner.
Dude, you know what? I would have been here a lot sooner, but we went to the pool, and we were there like maybe about an hour. So it was like 6 o'clock. We were done by 7. I was like, oh shit! I was like, I'm gonna call John by like 8. We're gonna get there by 9, finish by 10, be home by 11. No. Okay, so we finished, and there's this like Thai restaurant next door.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, like my mom really wanted to try it, and we're like, oh yeah, well let's pick up something really quick. And there was like 5 tables in there, and we're like, oh shit, there's nobody in here. Like this is gonna be super quick.
Yeah.
Like, and you had just texted me like, hey, let me know when you're done. And I was like, oh yep, we'll do.
Cool. It'll be like 5 minutes.
An hour and a half later, man, we get our food. I don't know what was happening, but I think we got there like as soon as everybody put their to-go orders in, and everybody was just like walking in and like getting like huge plates. Like they were like getting 5 to 6 plates, of to-go food, and we're like, what the shit, man. Welcome to Kenobi's Corner, and hello for the first time if you're joining us for the first time.
Hola.
My name is Eric, and this is John. We're here to talk to you about comic books, movies, sci-fi, fantasy, and everything we find interesting in between.
All the things.
All of the things. Late cast part 2. We thought we were starting late before, but we said no. We could kick it up a notch. We could start even later.
We can make ourselves really tired and then start recording, and that'll make things really awesome for sure. That's definitely the way to do it.
Yeah, let's work all day, and it'd be very busy.
Go do family things afterwards,
and then come back and record a show. I think we're gonna find out how this equation works.
I feel like it's gonna go like right down. Like we're gonna be straight line. Like graphs. Like you normally talk about good graphs going, up and to the right, up and to the right. Ours is gonna go down to the right. Like just
I thought you were gonna say down and to the left. I was like, we straight up started going backwards. We're recording over last week's episode, actually. I don't know how we're doing this. We've lost it.
That's awesome. All right. Anyway, let's get things going, man. We got a lot to talk about this week.
Oh my god!
We're like starting super late, and there's so many things.
So many movies this week. I think this is the most movies I watched in one week, and I was able to consume the entirety of Iron Fist as well, and
getting that Iron Fist.
Iron Fist took in the. No, okay.
You finished it in like 3 days.
Yeah, I did. I think I texted you on Sunday.
Yes.
And I was like, dude, done.
Yeah.
And you were like, oh, you uploaded the show? And I was like, no, that's getting worked on. But Iron Fist is done. Shut up, I gotta go back to work.
Iron Fist. Okay, anyway, so that's coming up. That'll be a little later.
Yep.
First thing, let's do some news/olds.
New olds this week.
New olds. Some cool stuff that came out. I mean, like there's a bit of news that I think we find interesting, at least. That we want to talk about with you guys.
Yeah. Wrapped our eyeballs around it this week and thought it was kind of interesting. John, you're going to. I was going to say Fantastic Fest. That's in Austin. That's not what you're going to.
No,
you're going to Star Wars
Celebration.
It is T- 3 weeks and counting.
Ooh. I keep wanting to make it less in my head. I'm like, it's a week and a half away. And it's like, no. Still have 2 weeks.
It is
2 weeks.
It is a week and a half business days away. If you want to think about it that way.
Yes, I'll take it.
Right on. So speaking of Star
already
Wars,
reversing it.
Already doing flip mode, doing the niffer yap, the remix. So Bob Iger's Disney, he had an interview this week with Variety, and he was just talking about some of the things that he sees kind of going forward in the whole Star Wars universe. He gave us a lot of info I feel, and I think this is actually 110% accurate about what the Han Solo movie is going to be about.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So in the article, he says, like, hey, you're going to see how
him
growing up, how he gets his vehicle, how he runs into a certain Wookiee, and also how he gets his name. Yeah. And it's going to be between, what is it, 19 to 24?
18 to
24. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's a prime market to hit. That that's the kind of spectrum you want to hit when you're like getting shows getting to take off. Like, what's our 18 to 24 demographic?
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, that looks cool, man. Like, that'd be interesting to see that take. I mean, I don't know if none of the other Star Wars movies or anything like that has touched on that time.
Yeah.
Do you think that scene that they added in was it episode 2 where they show the Millennium Falcon like going into the bay, like super small?
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like it was like.
I mean, how do we know it was the Millennium Falcon?
Yeah, that's true.
It could have just been any
ship,
YT freighter class. Ooh, I can't remember who made it. Carillion.
Those things were a dime a dozen.
Right? They're everywhere. I don't know. Possibly.
Or a nickel for a six-pack. Either way, in the future, they're super cheap. I don't know if those currencies are going to be around then. But...
No, it wasn't in the future, Eric. It was a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Let's get that straight, first of all.
Yeah, that's true.
So
the future, the past.
The past, future.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I mean, that's cool.
Yeah.
He also talked about, like, Carrie Fisher. Basically, they're not editing anything out of episode 8. Like, what's in there is what's in there for her role, and then going forward, I guess they'll address it in, like, episode 9 or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's going to be no CGI Carrie Fisher, which is good. I mean, it's kind of cool. Like,
yeah, that's pretty cool. They kept, like, her scenes accurate to what you wanted to do, or the way she portrayed, General Leia in that role. So that's awesome.
I think it's cool, man. Like, I mean, it sucks, man. It's gonna be tough seeing her in the movie. Like, every time I think about it, like, the closer it gets, when she first passed away, it was like, that, like, sucks. Like, think about the family, like, be respectful for stuff, like, coming out. And then some time passes, you start thinking about, like, the project she was doing, like, she's a big part of episode 8, apparently. And now it's like, well, damn, like, how's it gonna go? And 2, like, dude, it's gonna be tough to see her in that, like, as it comes up. Like, I feel like every moment I want it to be like a moment of triumph for her. Like she's no longer in the series anymore. Like, it's gonna be nuts.
I was thinking about that, and I was talking with Cody about like with Heath Ledger and like how when he passed, and like how like they like the Dark Knight was it Dark Knight Rises?
No, just Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight, yeah. Like an amazing performance that he did in there.
Yeah.
And like all those awards that he won for it, even though he had already passed. Like that was super crazy. And the way the film, even though he did pass, they didn't, like, they could have easily just cut out that last scene and been like, Joker was killed or whatever. But like they kept him around, and they were just like, oh no, this is like the start of like something beautiful and crazy, just. I wonder if that's the way they're going to go. Or they're going to Paul Walker it and then have her, like, get in a ship and, like, drive off, just like, neck and neck with Ben, and they split off. Because it's all about family.
Oh, man.
That'd be terrible. That'd be like, everybody like, what the hell is
like,
happening?
No, don't you dare. It's crazy, man.
Just 2 Corvettes. They just... peel off. Oh man,
Carillion Corvettes. I like that. Oh man, no, but I mean it's cool. Like it's good to hear some of that stuff. Like I mean, it makes me excited for some of this stuff. Ever since, I mean, we know it's coming. We know the Han Solo movie's coming. We know they're filming for it, like, or at least starting production for it. I mean, episode 8 is right around the corner, but it's nice to see some stuff like start coming out. reminding us that all this stuff is coming. And then Celebration is in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Yeah. I'm excited. I'm so excited. I can't think about it right now because then I'm going to get really hype and only think about that.
Okay. Well, then let's move on.
Let's move on.
Okay. So this next one, I found, but you have more information about it. So I was like, okay, well, I think maybe John should talk about it a little bit more.
No, that's all good. Go ahead.
Generations, it's pretty much like not a comic reboot, but it's kind of like a reimagining or bringing a lot of the characters that have passed away back and some of like new iterations of them for Marvel. So, in the comics, Logan's dead. X-23 is now Wolverine, the all-new Wolverine.
Yep.
And in Logan, the Hulk was killed. Logan, was eaten by the Hulk, and then old man Logan ripped his way out of him.
Yeah.
So, like, Hulk's dead. Oh, Hulk died in something else. Oh, he died in Civil War 2. Mm-hmm. Civil Warrior. So maybe that's where he's dead from, not from the other Old Man Logan series. You saw a bunch of whole things in the promotion that they had for it. Do you know where like this would be? Like, is this in the is it Earth 616 universe, or is it?
No, they basically said it's in continuity.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay. So it's not an alternate timeline. It's not in a different location. It's in continuity. But that's basically all that they've said. And like that you basically in the comic, it'll be, in this series, in the individual series, it'll be revealed like why it's happening, So it's like, I don't know. That was like a lame ass explanation for me. It's like, hey, if you want to know what the hell's going on, you're gonna have to buy each one of these comics, or like stay tuned to the news channels that are gonna like all talk about it.
Yeah.
Like once it's all said and done. So, I mean, I don't know, dude. I was saying before we started the episode officially, it's I don't know. It just made me frustrated, dude. I haven't picked up a Marvel comic. I haven't bought a comic in probably like 6 months. The last one I bought was Death of X.
Okay. And
before that, I had stopped already too.
Dude, because I remember there was like a few months that we were going like almost every other week.
Yeah. I probably picked up a lot during the Secret Wars event. Mm-hmm. It was good stuff, man. Like it was fun to see some of the stuff. It was cool that it was out of continuity, that all the stuff was like a temporary thing, that all of it happened in its own little pocket, almost universe, like while the Secret Wars event was going on. And then it touched on a bunch of different stories that have happened throughout the history of Marvel that all were collected into one giant event, And that was really awesome. So I was like super appreciative that they did that. It was cool that they did it. I liked it. I didn't mind it. And then since then, dude, like it's just been one thing after another that I just don't like. I don't like the way some of those stories are going. I don't like that they're trying to just... It's almost like they're trying to move away from certain things of the past, but then they mess them up and they mess with those stories and things get all convoluted. And then they're like, oh, well, I guess we're just going to bring it back, And it's like, dude, well, what the hell's the point of that, man? Like either it's here or it's not, or if it's going to be brought back, like don't screw it all up, like on its way to be back. Yeah. It doesn't make sense. Like it
kind of sounds like that, like the Flashpoint universe and like the way that DC redid everything.
Yeah.
Like they just rebooted everything. And then I think they had a pretty awesome explanation for it though. Like, I don't know if you remember, like with the Flashpoint event and everything was all back to,
like the origins, right?
Like linking everybody back to be like, or like is it Flashpoint or the New 52?
I know the New 52 did it for everybody, like reset. Like
they did a reset, and just basically to explain that like Dr. Manhattan from the Watchmen was responsible for all of it, and how like the Watchmen universe and the DC universe are like now one.
Yeah, but that was after the fact, and that's again with another reboot. Like
a reboot on the top of a reboot, exactly. And like a reintroduction of a partnership. It was super crazy.
But you see, like for me with Marvel, like and what they're doing here with all this stuff is like, who are you trying to appeal to? Are you trying to get a new audience? Then why are you bringing back a bunch of this old crap? And if you're trying to retain the old audience, then why are you like screwing up all the stuff that happened previously to like get all this new crap in? Mm-hmm. And I don't know. It's just making me a little frustrated. I I'm sure some of it will be good. I'm sure if I actually go out and read it, like I'll enjoy a lot of it. But it just doesn't make me want to do it. I'm just not inspired to go out there and try to find that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, man, there's so much out there, and it's just,
and they're pumping out a lot of it, man. Like, there's just so much of it coming out, and it's like, dude,
take your time with it, man.
Dude, yeah, pump the brakes a little bit.
Yeah,
put the creators in the right place, like, because I think there's so many of them that are doing like multiple books as well. Like, I think most of the people that I've seen, like, that I've been kind of keeping up with a little bit on what projects they're doing and stuff like that, and I think everybody that I saw like was doing at least 2 Marvel books.
What?
Yeah. Maybe this thing, you know,
is it in generations or just like
no, in general, like a lot
just
of
like
a lot of the stuff that because they've been announcing a bunch of stuff because there's been some resets again, like after Civil War. You know, like once the whole event finished and everything was over, you know, they started resetting certain things again. So like new comics coming out and everything that was affected. And then when they just keep announcing titles, but then you see the same writers for some of those titles just repeated over and over again, just because I guess there's the signing that many things. Yeah. But I mean, dude, I don't know. I don't even know what the answer is for it, because I'm sure they need that many books because they're not making money off of it. So they can't pay the writers that much unless they're doing 2 books. But at the same time, I think people are buying less because I don't think I'm the only one who's frustrated with the way the stories are going and like doesn't want to keep up with everything that they're doing. So it'd be nice if they just chilled out on it and maybe more people would buy those comic books. I don't know what the answer is. And then they did that whole thing with the digital download. That they screwed everybody over with. Like, you know, I don't know what they're thinking, man. I really, really don't know what they're thinking. And it sucks because now with the creation of the movie universe, it makes me so hopeful for them to bring comic book stories to life, but then all the comic book stories are going to crap.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. In my opinion. That's just my opinion. I don't know how true it is. Like I said, I'm sure if I sit there and read it, some of that would change, but I mean, there is some cool stuff out there. There's some books that I really liked. I liked reading Spider-Gwen. Stopped reading it just because of all the stuff that it was getting too convoluted, and every time anything happened, I just couldn't keep up with it. I loved the new Ms. Marvel with Kamala Khan. I don't know how to say her name.
It's okay.
I'm really bad. I don't know. That's terrible. Kamala Khan. But dude, she's like, I really liked that book. I thought it was really, really good. But again, gone. I didn't like the new X-Men, the all new X-Men. Damn it, I can't remember which one it was.
Was it the X-Men and the?
I think it was the all new X-Men, because they had 3 or 4 different books that came out after Secret Wars with X-Men, and I picked up a couple of them because I was like, okay, cool. Like, I think this will be the one that I really like.
When the hell do you have time to go to the comic book store? Because I don't. Okay. We don't talk about the comic book store as much as we used to, but we should.
Don't. Yeah.
And I wish I had more time to go. And just the fact that you have the opportunity just to kind of stroll around the comic book store and kind of pick up a rando book, it's kind of upsetting. But only for me, because it's out of jealousy. But
it's actually 2 things. Like, so one, if I hear an event that's coming up, like, I'll try to go and see, like, when the event launches, just to go and try to pick up a book. And I know I'm paying more money than a regular issue because it's, like, the first issue, the number 1, and stuff like that. But I'll pick it up just to see what it's like. And then eventually I'll just read it on the Marvel Unlimited app. I don't know if you have that? You don't have that.
I had it for a couple months, and I was like, I'm not reading anything.
Yeah.
Not as much as I should. Not enough to merit $10 a month.
Right. So I don't pay $10 a month for it. I buy the year.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot cheaper if you buy the year.
Yeah, it is.
But you just got to pay it all up front. But I mean, it's cool, man. Like, I don't know. I still enjoy it. Like, I wish I had more time because I would love to read more of those books. But sometimes, dude, there's just way too damn many to like try to keep up with all of them. And I don't have time. And I want to stick with one story, but then. And they always do events, and then if you don't read everything behind that event, it's like I don't have that kind of time.
Yeah,
I'm an adult. I have a job. I have to take care of my wife and my puppy.
Yeah,
like
One, he's not a puppy.
No, he's super old. But he still looks like one.
That's true. I think he's going to be that way for all time.
Yeah. Oh, forever.
Right
anyway, all right. I'm done ranting.
No, that's fine,
We should probably move on because we've got a lot of stuff to cover.
Okay, yeah. Dude.
And like we just talked about, the movie universe is getting amazing.
Yes, Amazing Spider-Man. Ooh, nice segue, John.
Oh, whatever, man.
You didn't even... Dude,
so did you see that teaser poster?
Had you seen that? I don't. What is this jacket?
Okay, so this is I don't know, dude. It looks to me, it looked almost Star Trek-y, but I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like a science club. So the poster we're talking about, and you'll see the link in the description, is the Spider-Man Homecoming teaser poster that just came out. So Spider-Man, like doing the teenagery thing, like sitting on the ledge of I don't know if it's the river, like in New York.
Yeah, it looks like it's the Hudson.
Or one of them, right?
Yeah.
Like he's sitting on the banks of the river, or like lying down on like the embankment, like the retaining wall or something.
Yeah.
You're like wearing a blazer of some kind. It looks like he's wearing a hoodie underneath that.
Yeah.
And then he's got some headphones on.
Just chilling.
Just chilling.
I'm going to be honest, man. I just came back from New York and that Avengers Tower was not there. So I'm going to call shenanigans on this whole thing.
It's so fake, dude.
Dude, so fake.
Dude, that's hilarious.
Hashtag fake news.
Oh, man.
No, dude, that looks pretty awesome, though. Like,
well, it's cool, man. It's a cool little teaser.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say I'm still upset that we've gotten like a full trailer for Spider-Man Home. Wait a minute. When's Homecoming coming out?
July 7th.
Okay, that's
2017. 777.
Yeah, that's right around the corner, too. That's a lot closer than Star Wars is, but...
Yeah.
And then even more so, Guardians is coming out even sooner, so...
Yep.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Man.
I'm telling you.
It's flying by this 2017.
Dude, there's just so much stuff coming out right now. Yeah. Anyway, so look at the poster in the description.
Yeah.
I just think it's cool. Pretty awesome. The movie's coming.
Yes.
We're done with this. Let's move on.
You were done with that one. So that's a for sure thing that's going to happen. What's not for sure is the Deadpool 2 casting. Like, they already announced the Domino, who's going to play Domino, and they had some concept art of Zazie Betts.
I can't remember.
She's from Atlanta. She's from the show Atlanta. They did some concept art with her, like how she's kind of like a reverse Domino, like her color scheme. Like she kind of has the white patch over her eye instead of the black patch.
Interesting. I actually had not seen that.
Yeah. If it's not in the link that I put on there, then I'll definitely put that on there. But one of the front runners, like they've been saying, Deadpool is going to be the guy from Don't Breathe, and the general from Avatar. I always forget his name, but that guy.
Yeah.
Or it's going to be Michael Shannon was the latest name that kind of came up there. So it's going to be him.
Yeah.
Now the latest name that was announced was Brad Pitt. Man.
Yeah.
They had some concept art for him too, which you saw.
Yeah.
What'd you think, man? Not impressed.
I missed the color in the uniform.
Yeah.
I'll cut straight to the chase. I'm not even going to try to make any comparisons or anything. Like Deadpool, I appreciate that Deadpool himself wearing the red, right? Not shying away from color and stuff with it. But man, like Cable, like iconic blue would just been like, dude, he needs to have some blue in his costume. That didn't have anything of blue, but I like the way, I mean, it looks cool. Like, who knows how Brad Pitt would have actually played it? Who knows how we would have actually looked? But the concept art does look cool. Yeah. But I mean, it's hard to look like concept art. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Did you see the one for Domino in that link?
I did see that.
Looks cool, right?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I think because if they stick with that concept kind of art, I don't know if it is the actual true deal, but if that was, it's more in line with the universe. Like, you're right, it doesn't have any color to it.
Yeah.
But it's more in line with the way Colossus, like his costume was kind of washed out, you know. He didn't have like the yellow and red.
Well, but it wasn't full on like it, but it had color in it.
Yeah.
And Negasonic Teenage Warhead was almost like the exact like first generation X-Men costumes. You know what I mean? Like a lot of color, like a lot of bright yellow in there. And I liked that. I liked that.
Yeah.
That of it. So it wasn't like Bryan Singer's X-Men all black leather and tactical gear.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't look like SEAL Team 6. They looked like, you know, Or they look like SEAL Team 6. They didn't look like X-Men, is what I should say. Because, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like it's a freaking comic book, man. Like, that stuff is not happening in real life.
Yeah.
You know, if that kind of stuff is happening in real life, like, we're all really royally screwed. You know what I mean? Like,
I think it's a regression back to the 90s when everything was black leather.
Yes. And I didn't like that. I don't like that about it. But, I mean, who knows? Who knows what the final, like, product will be, right? Because concept art is just concept art until it's actually fully realized. So hopefully they won't do that. Like, hopefully they'll bring some color and life to the character. But we'll see what happens, man. But I mean, either way, like, if he would have done it, as long as he would have done it well, I wouldn't have cared. You know, but I'm not the biggest Brad Pitt fan. Are you a huge Brad Pitt fan?
Yeah, actually I am.
Yeah?
Yeah, and not, like... I think Fight Club was like one of the ones that really kind of got me into his stilo. But Snatch after that, you know what? I dig him as Dusty in the Oceans movies.
Yeah,
you know
But how long has it been since each one of those movies?
Inglourious Bastards, I liked him in also, which is maybe even further back. I'm not too sure. That
was pretty old, actually.
I know. Damn it! Now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. Name anything within the last 10 years that he's done that you liked.
Damn it, that's what I'm trying to think about right now. And then you called me out, you son of a bitch.
There's nothing, dude.
I really, really wanted to like him in World War Z, but I don't know.
Right?
I think if they would have done the original ending of World War Z instead of that crazy ass ending that they did.
I can't even remember the ending. I was so bored with that movie.
Oh, yeah. The ending is, spoiler alert for World War Z, that he finds pretty much a cure because you have to be sick for them not to like come at you, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he injects himself with like all the viruses, and
then he's okay.
And then he's okay. Like, and then that's how they start like rebuilding society. And like,
it's kind of stupid.
And then I think he gets back with his family even. So
yeah, I think so too.
The alternate ending was he's what is it? Recruited into the front lines of war as they like storm a beach and they're trying to like kill all these zombies.
Gotcha.
And I think that's how he dies in the original ending. But I guess with that ending you can't have part 2 of World War Z, which they're in production and he's going to be like...
Are they seriously doing it?
Yeah, he's going to produce and star in it.
That's stupid.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. But because that's happening, I know is one of the reasons why, possibly, he ended up turning down the role for Deadpool 2, as reported in here. I think it's Collider or Variety. But yeah, that's pretty crazy. I think it would have been cool to see him in that role, like just something different. Really, I don't think he's ever been in a superhero movie before.
I can't remember.
Yeah, neither can I.
I can't remember. I mean, he might have been, but yeah, I don't know.
Nothing memorable.
Either way, whoever they get, just get somebody good. Like, and it doesn't have to be the greatest actor ever, but if they can play the character of Cable, like that's all that matters. And as long as they get that character right, like they did a good job, I think, with every single character they've done so far. I mean, there wasn't that many, right? Because budgetary constraints, apparently. But I loved Colossus. Colossus was spot on. Negasonic Teenage Warhead was a really good character on there. Like, Ajax, I like the way they did.
Yeah, I like that actress, too.
Actress?
I'm sorry. I was thinking...
See, this is what happens when you're messing around with your phone.
No, because I was thinking, what's her name? Angel Dust.
I don't even know.
Angel Dust. What's her name? Gina Carino
okay. Yes. Gina Serrano?
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
She was a American Gladiator.
Yep. That'd be the one.
Yep. Okay.
So, anyway, what's next?
We're moving on. Next is DC WTF. Bunch of letters. So now they have a delay on the Batman movie. It's getting pushed back. I mean, it's just been a slow decline, and there's been so much hype around it. It started off so good.
This is definitely old.
This is definitely old. But it started off so good because they were saying, here's some test footage of Deadshot. Not Deadshot.
Deathstroke.
Joe Manganiello as Deathstroke. Just some footage. Awesome. They're already on it. They're in it deep. This is what's going on. They had a couple behind the scenes, little pictures that kind of got leaked about, this is what's happening. Okay, several months go by, nothing's happening because Ben Affleck was doing We Live by Night, so he was promoting that, and then he's like, okay, now I'm not going to direct. Okay, you're not going to direct. Okay, and the next is, I'm getting a divorce. Oh, wait, I'm in rehab, and now he's come out and said like he's an alcoholic and he's been having a whole tough time, and now who knows if he's even going to be playing Batman after Justice League, which is kind of crazy. So definitely getting pushed back. So another DC movie is going to be put in its place, to be determined at this time, but that's crazy, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more like, it just kind of sucks for Ben Affleck because he was already a popular, right? He's already, I mean, one
Academy
of his first
Award
movies,
winner,
right?
He's
like,
he's definitely up there. He's in the upper echelon of actors, directors that are out there.
But it felt like after the first stuff, like what was the name of what was the first movie that they did? The one the Oscar for?
Good Will Hunting.
Good Will Hunting. So like in Good Will Hunting, like after that, it seemed like everybody wanted them to justify like why they were awarded like an Academy Award, right? Because they just it almost was like they hadn't earned it or hadn't deserved it or whatever. And it felt like it's taken this long for him to be like, dude, you know what? I'm a damn good director. I'm a good actor. Like I deserve the notoriety I got. And then like all this stuff, it feels like just right on the back of that, like
boom.
Yeah. So, but I mean,
boom goes the dynamite.
Yeah. So I mean, it kind of sucks more than anything else for him. I don't know, dude. I don't really. At this point, I got Wonder Woman has to be good. Let's put it that way. I can't even think of another DC movie until seeing if Wonder Woman is good.
Okay, yeah, that's
because like we've been hopeful, we've been fooled already, Eric.
Yeah, Suicide Squad, I know.
Like
Batman
v Superman, Suicide Squad, like like. Even Man of Steel, like Man of Steel was like it was good.
I liked it. Yeah,
I that's probably one of the ones that's more recent that I've enjoyed. But like even all the way from The Dark Knight Rises, like I went in there because dude, freaking Heath Ledger, I think carried The Dark Knight because Dark Knight Rises. As soon as that came out, I was like, what the hell was that, man? Like it felt like it was like an hour too long. Like nothing gets really developed. Like I hate the way they took the characters in it. Like it just was not good anymore. And since then, it's been like disappointment after disappointment after disappointment, and like they need to bring it back. So hopefully Wonder Woman is good, and then I'll be concerned about what the hell's coming up next. Because who knows if that would have been good or not. Yeah. And now that Ben Affleck is a lot less involved, like gives me a lot less hope.
Yeah. I think kind of like on the tail end of that news, like they released a whole bunch of trailers or mini trailers, teasers for the Justice League that's coming out. Mm-hmm. So Justice League trailer is dropping tomorrow, which is the day before we record or we post the episode. So I'll probably post it in the link, the actual trailer. But I threw in one of them. They've been like doing like mini teasers of like each character, like with a few extra scenes, like just 2 seconds more extra than what we've seen before. So it looks cool. I don't know. I threw the Batman one in there, but the ones they have already are Flash and Wonder Woman and Cyborg and Aquaman, in different capacities throughout the movie. So it looks cool. It looks like everybody's going to be
featured pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, man. Already, like, as we speak, like, these are, I mean, the trailer should come out tomorrow, and these are, like, in the top 30 of trending,
Oh, yeah.
Like, and there's, like, 7 of them, you said? Like,
yeah.
So there's a lot of little teasers that are coming out, but they're all trending, so people are watching them. I'm interested, Like, people are actually wanting to do that, so.
Well, I think there's 5 of them right now, but there should be 7. So we'll see. The ones that haven't come out are, like, for Superman and for Green Lantern. I don't know why I can't say Lantern.
It's not going to happen, man.
I know,
Those are not going to come out.
Yep.
But, I mean, either way, like, it'd be cool to see a new trailer tomorrow. We'll see what happens. Yep. Or the day before. Yeah. Yesterday, for when we post this.
The future.
Yeah, the future.
The time is now. Yeah.
Time travel, man. It's confusing.
Yep. It's a mystery. Miracles are all around.
All right, so speaking of time travel, we got to backtrack a week.
Okay.
Because last week we reported Eric was gung-ho. Last week or the week before?
It could have been a week before.
Either way, we're sitting here talking about Chris Evans being done with Captain America. It's over for him.
He put it in
He's
Esquire.
tired. He didn't put it in Esquire. Esquire seems to have twisted his words.
Well.
Or we misinterpreted what he was saying in there. Either way, he's coming out saying that, he's not sure about the future of Captain America and what's going to go on. So if there is a fourth Captain America movie, like solo movie, he's just not contracted for it, but he would be up for it. Just because of who the movie company is, like the fact that they're coming out with good stuff. Mm-hmm. It's not, I'm assuming he's very underhandedly saying that it's not DC stuff.
Yeah.
The Marvel Studios, like if they're putting out movie gold for each release that comes out, and that, he'd be happy to be a part of it. And if it wasn't for that fact, then maybe he would reconsider things differently. But since they're coming out well, he just needs to be contacted by Marvel for them to renew a contract or do another contract with him. And it seems like he'd be down.
Yeah. It's silly that he's as young as he is. Yeah, he is getting older, but really, come on, man. Easy paycheck, dude.
He's like a year older than I am, and he looks like 5 years younger.
Yeah.
I mean, at least his body.
Yeah, at least body-wise. There you go. From the neck up, man, you got him. Don't worry about it.
I got this. Yeah. He's got nothing on me.
From the neck up. That's right.
Oh man, but
But you know what? I think I don't know if this is true. I mean, who knows? He says maybe he's not done, but really, I think it would be best of Marvel if for everybody involved, especially in the series, and now they have a long string of movies that have been forecasted like they have, for their actors just to shut up and don't ruin the movies also, because now you're like, oh, well, he's not contracted, he's not interested, so I guess he's going to get killed off in the next movie. That kind of gives some spoilers away, I think.
Nah, but I think that's very public knowledge. Like, everybody knew that he was only contracted for 6 movies from the day he signed the contract.
So in Infinity Wars, you think they're going to Paul Walker him and he's going to be side by side with Iron Man and they're going to go off? Yeah. No, I don't know. Yeah. I just like that visual.
I know. You just want to see more Paul Walker. I think that's what's going on here.
Yeah, I do. There's a Paul
Let him
Walker,
rest in peace.
There's a Paul Walker-sized hole in my heart. All right, man. Well, this next one, I don't know why you put this one in there. We should have talked about this right after Brad Pitt. iZombie comes back April 11th. Was that show any good, man?
Yes, that show is awesome. I love that show. And more importantly, because you've justified it with this in the past for other things that you want to put in our podcast here.
It's in our house.
It's based on a comic book. iZombie was originally a comic book from... It's not that old. I think it's from I want to say 2008.
Oh.
Was when the first issue started coming out. I want to say that's what it was, but I'm not 100% sure on it. But it's definitely a comic book long before it was the TV show.
Was it a manga or was it
it's like a
graphic novel?
No, it's a graphic novel,
Okay,
or like American comics, comic series. Mm-hmm. But dude, I like it, man. I really, really like that show. I love the writing in it. The characters in it are pretty awesome, and then the concept overall is really, really cool. It's been on for 2 seasons. I don't think we've ever talked about it on the podcast.
No.
And I just thought it was time to mention it, man. So, I put the link to the teaser trailer for season 3. But, dude, totally worth it to try to go and find. And I'm pretty sure they're on Netflix. So you should be able to find them on Netflix. The first 2 seasons. Definitely worth the watch.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
Yes, go for it.
Okay. It's definitely a show about zombies. One, where is it on the zombie scale? If The Walking Dead is on one side, being a drama zombie show, and then you got Santa Clarita Diet on the other end, which is zombie comedy. A zombie. Zombie.
I think you just called them both zombies.
Yeah. No, this was a zombra.
Oh, okay.
And then this one's a zombie.
Okay.
I know.
Now you're making yourself confused. Go ahead.
Super confused.
Finish the question.
Where is it on this scale? Is it more lighthearted and funny?
Way more lighthearted.
Okay.
Way funnier. It's actually, what I like about it is because, okay, so Santa Clarita's Diet is like her dealing with being a zombie.
Right.
But on top of that, like more family situation,
Right.
like just full on comedy. Having to learn to deal with being a zombie and being part of the family still.
Right.
This is, there's no family involved. It's just her. She's a single, like sometimes romantically entangled, like woman.
She's a zombie though.
But she's a zombie.
Okay.
One of the main concepts is that every time she eats, so to stay sane, to not go into what they call full zombie mode on it, she has to eat brains. So when she eats a brain, though, she takes on part of the memories and personality of that person.
Ooh, weird.
So, and this is the part that I think, like, why it ties in and why I love the hell out of this show is because she's a coroner, and now she's using those skills not skills really, but what she gains from that to help solve murders for this stuff. So a lot of times she's eating brains of somebody who's been murdered or killed or mysterious death. And then to help solve, like, with the police, like, in it. So it's like Law and Order made funny with zombies.
That's crazy.
But it's...
Yeah, okay. Maybe I'll give it a try.
You should. I don't know. You might like it.
Okay.
You might not. But I really, really, really enjoy the show. Like, it's coming back. Like I said, first two seasons should be on Netflix.
Okay.
The newest season is coming on CW. CW is, like I've said before, super legit because all you got to do is download their app somewhere. And if you have the CW app, you just open it up and start watching shows. There's no sign-in involved. There's none of that other crap that you have to be like part of a TV provider or anything like that. You don't have to sign up for any of their services. You just get to stream the shows for free, 100%.
Nice.
There is ads, so you do have to pay the price by watching ads. But I mean, it's
like
accessible
Hulu,
for everybody.
Like Hulu when it first came out.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Like, but dude, it's freaking awesome. And I love that they have the shows on there. And dude, I can't wait till this one comes out because I really enjoy the hell out of this show.
Right on.
Anyway, cool. Done.
Well, since we're already talking about Netflix.
Yeah.
What came out this past week, man?
Iron Fist?
Iron Fist, that's right. The irony of this fist is very mighty. Dude, I gotta eat my words, man. I fucking told you the reason why I was super excited about this show is because he knows exactly who he is, and he's gonna be kicking some major ass this entire episode. And I feel like it's not living up to that hype.
Dude.
And you are... How much did you watch?
I am 10 episodes in.
10 episodes in? Okay. There's maybe 2.5 good episodes ahead of you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
And then does it die? Does it get bad at the end or what? Oh, no.
That's just my thoughts.
Okay.
But if you haven't seen them, like, I marathon them, like, within 3 days. Like, honestly...
Yeah, you're done super quick.
Well, because here's the thing. So the wife's really into the show. I don't even know what the hell it's called. But it's like... it's some kind of, like, drama, something about... ladies, and maybe a murder happened, who knows, but I don't know. So she's been marathoning this show, but we don't get a whole lot of time to watch TV, so because it's always on Doc McStuffins or Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Yeah.
So like I on my phone I watched 10 of these episodes.
Oh my god.
And just had like my earbuds in and was just like, okay, yeah, that's how it's gonna be. I mean, I was able to watch seriously 2 episodes on the TV, but most of them I watched on my phone.
Oh my god!
But I think they were good. The episodes that I did see on the TV were okay.
So quick review before we start getting into some spoilers because we can get into that territory. That's gonna be totally fine. But do you recommend it to people? Is it something that people should watch, spend their time on?
If you've seen the other ones, yes. If you haven't seen any of the previous Netflix shows or series, and this is the one you want to start off with, man, I would say start off with Daredevil or Jessica Jones before jumping into something like this, because I feel like it's definitely for the... It's for those that know what they're getting into.
Right.
Like, we know that this is just the filler. Like, this is like the next introduction that we need to get into Defenders.
Oh my god!
And so
that's a really bad review.
I know. I know. I really wish I can say like this is like this was the series. Like, this is like the boom. But I mean, you're gonna see, and there's some things out there that. Okay, so let's start off.
We'll get into spoilers now.
Super spoilery.
So far from what I've seen, I think it's worth the watch. But yeah, I completely agree with the one caveat that you have to have watched the other stuff.
Yeah,
like
you've had to put your time in and be like, okay, I know I'm swayed away. You put your time in. You saw your Jessica Jones. You saw your Deadpool, not your Deadpool, your Daredevils. You saw your Luke Cage, and now it's time for Iron Fist because he's the one that's going to bring everything together. And damn it, they had such an opportunity to bring like, okay, this is the last guy. He knows he has power. This is what's up. Let's bring everything closer and together. And I feel like they just threw okay, yeah, he deserves his own story, but man, like, kind of bring it in a little bit. Like, I feel like we're going to get 8 episodes of Defenders, and Defenders is going to be, it's going to be 3 episodes of them finding each other and trying to figure it out. And then the rest of the episodes of them trying to really take on the Hand. I think, because I feel like that's going to be the main villain. And, them having to deal with what's her name, Sigourney Weaver, as like one of the high, villains in the series. But I don't know, like, man, I feel like they really just they really had an opportunity here to do it, and they didn't. Like, they really pulled their punches, which is ironic, because the martial arts in here should have been really freaking spectacular. There's maybe 2, I'm going to say 3 really good fight scenes out of the entire show. Like 13 episodes, every episode should have like an amazing fight scene. Yeah. False. Yeah. Super false. There's even one I don't even think fighting happened. The show is called Iron Fist, not Iron Talk or Iron Feels. Like
I didn't mind those moments, but the problem that I had with it is more that when they did do certain fight scenes, they seemed totally fake to me.
Oh my god!
Like, they were just like, it was like you could fix some of that stuff with simple editing. Like, what the hell? Like, it just could have been so much better, like, to make it seem like there were better fight scenes, and it just was not.
The one that totally took me out of it is they're fighting in the dojo with Colleen that first time, and they're attacking her, and there's this one guard or ninja or something that's going to try to punch her, and like they're going to punch her in the leg, but they swing around like they're going to throw this punch, and then Colleen looks down at them. And like halfway through the punch, like she stops and looks up, and then she gets kicked in the arm. Like her arm gets kicked away. Yeah. Like she was like it was supposed to be like one fluid motion, like kick your arm out of the way. But no, she stopped mid and then kicked it out of the way, and it was like it was worse than seeing Luke fake kick that guy. Man. It was like. There's one scene where they kind of like speed it up a little bit, where he's like just thinking, but he doesn't know, like, he's really getting into his powers. Yeah, and you can kind of see like he's almost like Neo fighting, like just being super quick, that during the tournament, and that I was like, oh shit, like it's really gonna kick off, and like from here he's gonna know, but what? Yeah, no, like it like teases it. It teases it too much. Like, we're beyond that. We know what's happening. We know this story. We know, what's happening. Like, and it just doesn't deliver. I feel
I feel like I wouldn't have minded. I really would not have minded. I really wanted to see like him just kicking everybody's ass. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't even have to make some of these scenes like super long or extravagant. I don't need to see him getting his ass kicked in return, like just to make it more dramatic or whatever. Like, there would have been enough drama with him just like having enough fight like 100 people, right? Yeah. Like, and having to just have enough stamina to get through that fight. But instead, it's like, oh, like he's getting beat down. Like, he's able to like, kick like 30 people like down super easy. And then there's one like extra special guy and he's like struggling through the fight. Like, and it's like, dude, well, what the hell? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like,
yeah. And it's like they break their own rules. They say like, I've trained and I found like the harder I get hit, the stronger I get. That happens once. At the very beginning when he breaks out. And then the other times he's getting his ass kicked and he's like, boom, he's done. He's out of commission. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like, what is happening?
And I hate how often he loses the Iron Fist ability.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, oh well. Like, I wanted to like this show a lot more than I did. That's a hell of a lot of complaints to still come back and say that I do like the series. Like, it's good.
Yeah.
It's not terrible. It really, really, really isn't. And I think because so many people are complaining about it, because we just went on this whole 10-minute rant of how bad it is in certain places.
And actually, I did want to see it. Like, I feel like that's something that I wanted to see. He was supposed to be powerful. I wanted to see him punch a stomach plug out of some dude, and then just like with all the cartilage and bone, didn't matter.
Oh,
just a plug of his flesh behind him. I wanted to see that. But that didn't happen. This was a PG version of a very adult-themed series, and Daredevil was super dark.
Yeah.
So was Jessica Jones. So was Luke Cage with the social aspects that they dealt with in that shows. I felt like they were just building it up, and this was supposed to be the climax.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Somebody started thinking about that time instead of going to the zoo. They had to bury their dog that they ran over on the way over there. And it just kind of went limp.
Oh my god, dude!
But
I don't know.
But it's good.
Yes,
it's good in the way that it tells a story. You do get some of that background. You get a previous Iron Fist moment.
Right.
You saw that, and you can see the potential that man, he's gonna fucking kick ass.
Yeah.
But not yet.
Yeah.
Super not yet.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree, man. Like, I'm really. The character has potential. I don't know if it was just the director for this. Like, maybe it was just a completely wrong director. I thought the actors weren't that great, especially early on. Like, I just think they're they didn't convince me with their acting. It just felt a lot of like they're just reading a script, or they memorized these lines and this is what they had to say at this moment. And
what I gotta ask.
Yeah,
was Ward supposed to be his Danny Rand's same age or very close to his age?
I don't know.
Because it seems
he's
like
I think he's a few years older, but I don't know. I don't think he's supposed to be that much older.
Like, really? Because Danny Rand's like 20 years old, and they say he's 25, and then they get his best boyhood friend that was a jerk to him, who seems like he's near 40, and I just don't understand. But he looks so much older.
Yeah,
man.
He does look a ton older.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just that actor, and he just looks older than what he actually is. Or
he's just aging terribly through this whole series.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that was kind of the point. Maybe because he had a rougher life and had to learn how to take over the company.
He had a rougher life than getting beat with sticks every day.
Yep.
Damn, that's rough.
But yeah, man, I'm like, I don't know. I'm enjoying the series. I can't wait to finish it. Like, just because to me it is good. It's not great.
Yeah.
100% not great. All the other Marvel shows on Netflix have been better. Yeah. I like a lot of the stuff in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. better. The fighting, I think, in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has been a lot better in a lot of points. I do like it better than I like Arrow, or even at this point, Legends of Tomorrow.
Oh.
No, Flash is still pretty good. I still like Flash a lot. They're pretty even, I think, at that point when you start comparing that way. But, I mean, like, to say that because I love the other... like the Netflix Marvel shows more than I like some of that stuff. Like, it says a lot. Like, this is the one that just missed the mark in certain places. But I still like it. I still think it's a good show, just not great. Not like this is a must watch. Yeah. I feel if you're not super into this stuff, then I mean it might be one that's completely skippable. Yeah. If you haven't watched the other stuff, definitely not one of the ones that you can just do as a standalone thing. I feel Jessica Jones can do that. Jessica Jones, completely standalone story. Luke Cage, I think, is does pretty well with that. The first season of Daredevil, I think you can do pretty well. Like, if you only watch those, you'd get a complete season of something that felt really good.
Yeah, and with all of them, they had their lulls. There was maybe like 1 or 2 episodes we could have done without, but I feel like there's so many of those types of episodes in this series. Like I just wish it was done just a little bit better, man. Like I feel like there were some things that they could have just strayed away from, or like the tournament was good. The fighting sequences were pretty on point. There's a pretty nice action sequence that happens in the finale. And you'll know the moment. Yeah, you'll see it and you'll be like, oh yeah, I wish that was happening this entire fucking time. Rosario Dawson, she can do no wrong. She's just amazing in every.
It's funny, man. At one point, like Brandon and I were both like, just listen to Rosario Dawson.
Oh right,
just listen to her. Like why?
They had so many minimal nods to the other series and shows. It was ridiculous.
No.
I felt, okay, they talked about, like, okay, the green guys, you got more hits on YouTube than the green guy. How come you can't say freaking Hulk? Or, this is Hulk. How come you can't say that? And they did, what else?
They had Jerry Hogarth in there.
Okay, that's fine. But, like, as far as the entirety of the other Marvel universes that is out there...
But, they haven't done that in the rest of the other ones.
Well, no, that's true. But this is the one that's supposed to be bringing everybody together. They didn't mention Punisher. They didn't mention, they didn't mention Daredevil specifically.
They did.
The only time they mentioned Daredevil is because, what's her name? Gao says there's the Daredevil of Hell's there's a Devil of Hell's Kitchen, there's Luke Cage.
Dude, the whole time Rosario Dawson is talking about fighting the Hand, like
she doesn't say specifically. She doesn't say like, "Hey, I know Daredevil."
Yeah, but she's not going to go around like saying like, "Oh, I know." Like, what is she supposed to just name dropping the whole time?
Like, there's nobody else that she runs into that is not even close to running into these people. John, say like you ran into like a group of people that were just terrible. You go many years, or a year or so goes by, and you never talk to anybody. All the people you run into have never ever heard of these people before. And then I come along and I'll be like, man, I just ran in with 2 of these guys. You ever heard of these dudes? The foot or the hand or whatever body part you want to name it after, and and you're like, oh shit. Dude, I ran into them a year ago, and they were some crazy dudes. Here's what we did, to kind of fight them off, or how we got them better. Yeah. Actually, I had another buddy of mine. He was impenetrable, which is weird to say if you don't understand what the scenario is. Oh, man. But, I would be like, yeah, let's call up your dude. Let's all go and get them. But no, like...
you got to figure that's coming, Yeah. And, at the end of each one of those, also, like, it's not like they were at a position where they can come and just help out. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Oh, Luke Cage in prison.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Oh, that guy in prison. I forgot. Okay. All right. You get one. I take that one back.
But either way, like, I don't know. I thought they did enough of like references to it, and I think that's kind of the point. Like, you can't have it all just be like super easy for them to just like, oh, bring it together every time there's like a threat for it, Mm-hmm. And they were trying to deal with, I feel, a little bit like different aspect than what the others had done, or what like even Daredevil had done with it. But it would have been close enough for them to easily be able to do that. But I don't know. I think I still feel it's justified for them not doing it. Yeah. But they did do a lot of little hints and drops like here and there, right? Yeah. Like for me, I thought they did enough of them anyway.
Okay.
Like even when they leaked the article, like to the paper, when he starts like leaking stuff, like it's all to Karen Page.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Like,
that's right.
So it's like they dropped little stuff.
I wish she would have come and done the interview. That would have been nice.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Because nothing happens to that girl. She's just like super sassy to him and whatever. And I was like, man, bringing a sassy redhead in there, take that. yeah, man.
Yeah. But it's cool. Like, either way, I'm still excited for Defenders. I feel like that one might have the better potential, because I think that's I can't remember who's directing Defenders.
I don't remember either.
I don't remember. I don't remember who it was, but I think they're bringing in the better teams for that.
Okay.
And maybe this was just not the star team that they thought they had.
Maybe. But you know what? I'm glad that they didn't wait for this to come out to say like, okay, we can do Defenders now, because Defenders should be coming out by the end of this year, right?
Yeah, it's been pretty quick.
Bam, done.
Yeah,
done, son.
I like it. I mean, either way, it's good, not great.
Yeah, you're gonna see.
Watchable,
you're gonna
but
see.
you really need to watch the other stuff.
Yeah, you got a few more episodes to go. You're gonna see a couple more nods. You're gonna see one pretty awesome fight sequence. But that's pretty much it.
Cool.
Don't have too much high hopes.
All right, I'll keep it low.
I'll keep it low.
I'll keep it low. I mean, I've watched so far. I need to finish it anyway.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
I mean, I'm this far invested into it.
No turning back.
No turning back.
All right. Well, let's talk about some of the movies that we saw this week.
Yes, because we're already super long episode.
Super long. What are we at, John?
Oh, dude, we're already at an hour. And we still have like 3 more topics to talk about.
Okay, actually more like 2, because I'm going to talk about the Belko Experiment that I saw yesterday, which was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I know, John, you know what, you might.
I mean, I don't think it's going to be a bad movie. I just don't. This is not one of the ones that I'm going to rush to the theater to go watch. Like,
I don't think you even would. I think you'd probably maybe red box it if you want to.
That's my plan.
And you'd have to be like super in the mood for this. I feel, because this is way not your stilo. And the only reason why we're really bringing it up, it's not really in our wheelhouse. It's not a comic. It's not sci-fi or fantasy or anything like that. But it was written and produced by James Gunn. Sean Gunn is in it. Michael Rooker is in it. So you know, we got some Guardians of the Galaxy in there, so I feel like we have to talk about it. But just because it's not in the wheelhouse, I'll say it was a good movie. It's for something like, it doesn't have a whole lot of thick plot to it. So, but it's really the best way to describe it is a combination of The Office and with
Battle
Royale. That's exactly what. And the trailers, what you see in the trailers is exactly what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Don't expect anything different, and it's not going to go any deeper. So if you just want to fill an hour and a half, it's only an hour and a half long. And it's not even a solid hour.
I appreciate that.
And it's not even a solid hour and a half. I think there's like a little bit of, you know, it's maybe like an hour and like 20 minutes, maybe. So it's not even that long. But I mean, it's good for what it is. There's a lot of great actors in it. I don't know. And it's set in Bogota, Colombia. And basically it's a story of, like, there's this nonprofit organization that finds jobs for Americans in other countries.
Okay.
And so that's their company's job. And then they get shut down because some guy comes over the intercom and says, hey, and then there's 90 people here. Within the next 30 minutes, there has to be 2 less of you. Figure that out, or we're going to kill half of you. And boom, that's how it goes. So I think it was funny seeing it with people at work because then, like, afterward, we were so quiet and we were just like, what if that happened at our office? Like, who do we have to look out for? You know, so it's interesting to watch with friends. It's a watch with friends movie. It's not watch solo with, but it's good. Oh, and the soundtrack was good. They did a bunch of covers, Latin covers of classic pop songs. So I thought that was pretty cool. But I like covers, so that's just my style.
Yeah. And you like Spanish, apparently.
Yeah, Spanish sometimes.
I mean, you can't speak it.
I can't speak it, but I like hearing it.
Yeah.
I damn like hearing it. Dude, but you saw a movie. I'm going to see it tomorrow.
Nice.
Talk about it.
Dude, okay, so we move on from a very dark, gritty, gruesome movie
to a very dark, gritty, gruesome retelling of an old story.
That's a good way to put it. Beauty and the Beast, man. Okay, so as much as I like sci-fi and comic book movies and superhero stuff, and even stuff like Battle Royale, and I'm sure I'll enjoy Belko Experiment, but I'm not one that I'm going to rush to the theater for.
Right.
But damn, I love me some musicals. Like, I feel like this just completes the circle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's the part of the part of my life that I like to complete on the other end. But man, like, it was freaking good, man.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. It paid like inappropriate amount of respect to the original movie.
Oh, right on. Inappropriate.
Appropriate.
Okay, right on.
Appropriate, right at the appropriate amount. Okay. But there's a lot of stuff that was just straight up, like just bringing to life exactly what was in the script for the original movie.
That's
like
awesome.
It's like they almost took like entire portions of the like original script and just acted it out rather than it being animated.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I think that was pretty cool. Like, and they did it enough. And there's a few places where they added scenes, and I really appreciated that because it wasn't gratuitously adding scenes just for the hell of it. Like, they did a good job in adding the scenes where it added value to the characters.
Oh, right on.
Like, you get a little bit more depth for the two main characters at the very least. Kind of the dad, I guess, is also one of the ones that you get a little bit more by proxy.
Yeah.
But kind of like why they are who they are and a little bit of their background. Not a ton. And you don't need a ton, I don't think. No. But it was enough to like really make it like you appreciate it a little bit more.
Kind of fleshes it out more.
Yeah.
Because it's funny because I just watched the original Beauty and the Beast a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I felt like, man, it really does rush you the story. Like it happens so quickly.
Yeah.
And
you really just get that one piece of the story. There's no background. There's no like why things are the way they are, and it really is just kind of like a point A to point B, like let's get there quickly for the original, and this one I think does help flesh it out a little bit.
Oh, right on.
But yeah,
I'm excited to see it tomorrow, man.
Really cool. Oh, we watched it in 3D because, dude, every single showing of that damn movie was sold out, like just completely sold out everywhere. Like when we normally go and like I'll get tickets, like I'll wake up on Saturday morning and be like, oh, okay, cool, we'll go tomorrow afternoon, and then look up Sunday showings and boom, there's like tickets everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Dude, every single one was just about sold out.
Really?
Like I was only able to get 4 seats together on Sunday for the 3D show. Like, and now that was the only one that I was able to find 4 seats together. I was like, what the freak, man? But like, I'm glad we want to go watch it. It was fun seeing it with the people that we watched it with. And in 3D, like, I don't know if you need to watch it in 3D, but it has some, like, cool,
plates flying at you and shit.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Like the normal, typical Disney tricks for watching 3D movies.
Yeah, exactly.
But, I mean, I think you're going to the drive-in, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, can't do 3D there, I'm sure.
No.
But, I mean, I think it'll still be really cool, man.
You could. I think in the past they maybe had drive-in 3D, but they don't do it nowadays.
Yeah. Not that I've seen.
No, sir.
Yeah, but I mean, it's really cool, man. Like, I think you'll enjoy the movie. It's a good family movie, like one that you can just take everybody to go watch, and I think enjoyable by everyone. So, dude, I really, really recommend going to watch it because it really is worth it. And if you can find some seats in a theater to go be able to watch it, but yeah, man, I don't know, can't harp on it too much. I mean, it's a remake of an old movie, but it's really, really good.
Were there any songs that were new from the? New to this one, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I don't think so. Maybe one. There might have been one song that was new.
Yeah.
The Beast has one.
Oh, really?
That he kind of sings.
As the Beast?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, but I don't think there was another one besides that one. There might have been, and I'm maybe just not thinking about it.
Yeah. I think it's on par right now on the road to being like Disney's first $1 billion movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's what the word on the street is.
That'd be nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, but I mean, yeah, everybody was there, dude. The theater was packed. I'm telling you, every showing I looked up was, and it was like not just a couple of showings. You know what I mean? Like they were showing one every hour, and every single one of them was sold out. So
yeah. So if you enjoy the original,
and
you appreciate live action movies
and musicals,
you're gonna enjoy the shit out of this.
Must see, definitely must see.
I just threw it a link right now. There was a fan made trailer that did Deadpool did a cover of I think Be Our Guest.
Oh wow, okay.
And
but it's a fan made.
It's a fan made trailer, but it's pretty legit. It looks pretty on point.
That's funny.
I think I'm going to watch it after this again.
Okay, cool.
But, I'll throw it in the description. But
that's awesome.
The movie that we just watched it's so fresco in our minds.
Yeah.
Because it happened yesterday.
Yeah.
Freaking Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, man.
Movie of the year.
Okay, I'm not going to say that. But here's what I will say without spoiling it. It was pretty damn good.
Dude, really good.
It was better
It's not movie of the year.
Yeah.
I just like making you upset.
Yeah. Thank you. You just like to get my blood boiling. No, actually, it was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. It definitely had not as much campiness as I thought it was going to have.
Okay.
Like, because I really, like, I rewatched some of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers
the
movie.
old ones. Oh,
like
okay.
The movie.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
This does not hold up at all.
No. The CGI on that movie was horrid.
It was
even for its time.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
It was like they saw Mortal Kombat Annihilation. They're like, we want those animators for our movie. They're like, what the? Are you sure? Do we see the same movie? Yeah, get those guys in.
Damn this cough.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
It was terrible, man. But the CGI was on point. The Bryan Cranston was amazing.
Yes. Dude, that was one of my favorites. Like, it put me in the mood for the rest of the movie is the opening sequence. And sorry, this is spoilers. We're getting into spoilers.
Oh, yeah.
It's not one of those movies that spoilers are really going to matter. Maybe we won't talk about some of the things that kind of matter, but light spoilers here. But the movie starts off with like Bryan Cranston, and this has been a rumor that's been flying around since the beginning of since they started talking about the movie.
Yeah.
Like former Red Ranger, and I love that they show it right away, right off the bat, and it's not it's gonna be mystery revealed like at the end of it or anything like that. It's like, dude, boom, heart of the story, like why everything is happening, full exposition within the first 10 minutes.
And they don't make him
that's freaking cool.
It was very cool, and they didn't make him the altruistic guy like they paint him to be in the show, which was, hey, I'm just this floating head here, and I just need you guys' help. We're trying to save the universe.
Yeah.
It was, hey man, at first, I need these Rangers to form so I can get my body out of this wall and get back to it. So he had his own agenda. Like the Rangers had, each of them were just asshole teenagers, man. Just
yeah.
And I think I like that too because there's a couple scenes in there where they're doing just jerk things, man. Like they're fleeing from the cops, and that scene, I thought that scene was going to make you dizzy because it was like a 360
the whole movie. Actually, that was one of the ones that was more stable, but there was a lot of scenes that were handheld, camera shots, and I was like, oh my god, what are they trying to do to me? But I thought the way that scene was shot was super awesome, man.
Really good scene.
Yeah, because most of the time you do car chases, you do the perspective outside, right? Or the top mounted views, or you see the actual car, or the flying behind.
Yeah.
Dude, but the fact that it was inside the truck, when they started doing that chase scene, I was like, dude, that's freaking cool, man. Yeah. And I love that the camera just kept spinning and showing you different angles, but all from within, as if you mounted a camera right in the middle of your car, and it was just, swinging around as you're doing stuff.
Dude, it was a really well done shot.
Dude, yes.
All the way around. But it shows consequences for their actions, wrecking the vehicle, running away from the cops. There's a segment in there where, they're trying to outrun a train, and and you think maybe they'll get right past it, maybe they'll get dinged on it.
I was immediately they got it because it's a movie.
Yeah,
of course they're gonna make it through.
No, boom, they get smashed to smithereens.
I just love how the whole theater was like, oh
shit. The guy next to me was like, fuck.
That's awesome. Oh man.
Yeah, the guys next to me were pretty amazing. They were super excited,
dude.
But man, that whole movie, really, it was an action filled ride. It is exactly what you think it is. I like the throwbacks that they do.
Yeah,
they played the original theme song, which was awesome during that scene. Because I thought the song in my mind, but when they actually started playing it, I was just oh man, that's cool.
Yeah, man, the original theme song made a debut. All of them do their normal lines from the thing. So Jason is at one point it's morphin' time.
Yeah.
Rita Like, make my monster grow. I was like, yes. I wanted to stand up and like start clapping. I was like, yes, well done, well done.
Kimberly does say, like, I'm burning up in here.
Yeah. It was so good, man. Like, so many of those little like throwback things for it. Oh man, I loved, dude. I loved how like scary they made Rita. Like, particularly because okay, so it really feels like this is just paying. Or like was a whole lot of fan service for people who are old fans of the show. Yeah. So if you are an old fan of the show, dude, so many things that made you like want to stand up and cheer, from bringing in from the original, bringing it right over to this. But at the same time, I think they were trying to reach a younger audience. It was like PG-13, PG or PG-13, PG-13,
PG-13 for sure. Well, because you get a lot of. Just the way the kids act, in general.
Yes, yeah. But like it felt like they were still trying to reach out to a younger audience. But the fact that they made like Rita still, fairly intimidating, fairly scary, and the way Elizabeth Banks played that, and the way that it just played out for the whole thing, I was like, dude, like that's freaking intimidating.
Yeah,
like it wasn't just. I guess in the original show, it's very overacted. It's very, over the top for everything that she's doing.
Yeah,
but I think it makes her not intimidating or scary at all. Like it's just like, oh, haha, it's a funny, goofy like bad guy that of course is going to get beaten down at the end. And this one, dude, totally the opposite. Like playing it over the top, playing it kind of crazy, but like super intimidating at the same time, and thinking like, oh, dude, they're all dead. Like, there's no why even try? Like, she's gonna kill everybody.
Yeah,
but dude, it's so freaking good, man. And I love the evolution of the character. Like, as she's coming back into power, it wasn't just like,
oh, she's
yeah, exactly. Yeah. It wasn't like, oh, she's kind of coming back into power, and then all of a sudden she's back into power. It was like very much like taking steps on doing it, and I thought that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, and it was. We say it a lot with some of the other films that we saw, but like it was definitely a slow burn. They don't even become Rangers until the very last 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So of a 2-hour long movie, that's not you're not watching Rangers.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely development. So definitely huge spoilers. Throughout the whole thing. So let's make. Timestamp it for sure. I don't know if it's gonna be a thing, but we'll say cameo or the throwback that they had. Can we say that cameo or is it throwback? Both-ish. So I'll let you say it because
I'm not gonna say it. I don't want to ruin it for people.
Oh, come on.
Okay.
Okay, you go.
So huge spoilers if you are into this kind of stuff, but at the very end, or one of the very end like scenes, like after they've kind of won and beat the bad guys, you see Amy Jo Johnson and Jason David Frank.
Three first names. You can't trust that.
Yeah. But like you see them as part of the crowd that's all like, bringing out their camera phones and like
they're together. He's wearing green. She's wearing pink.
Yeah.
I thought that was crazy.
Dude, it was freaking cool, man. Yeah. Like I really appreciated that last scene. I was like, oh yeah. Dude, right before that, like the payoff of the Zords like coming together.
Oh yeah.
Like, dude, that was freaking sweet. Like it wasn't like, oh, they just magically know how to put all these things together, or that they even can go together until they're falling, and they're like, hey, just like, they're basically telling each other to hold on to each other so that they stay together as they're falling into this pit. Yeah. And all of a sudden they come up as the Megazord. I was like, yes. Oh my God.
Pretty awesome, man. Dude. Like it was, I think it was super well done. The story took a longer to get there, like we said, but still, like it was still like it didn't feel long. I don't think it felt long.
No, I don't think so either.
I think it just felt like it was just continuous story throughout, and
yeah,
I thought it was done really well. Yeah. After credit scene though, can we talk about that?
Yeah, dude, let's do it.
So, again, because they're Power Rangers and they have to remain anonymous, keep their secret identity safe.
Yeah.
They still have to go to detention because, of course, they're all assholes. Yeah. But they say, like, hey, like, there's going to be one more, like, there was somebody missing from detention, and they were calling for Tommy Oliver. So I thought that was pretty awesome. And his, like, green jacket with the dragon on it was like, draped over his chair.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, really? That's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Like,
well, we want to say spoilers here, like because it's that, but they've already spoiled it themselves. There's already talks about the next movie. Because obviously there's going to be another movie, especially if they make any money on this one.
I think they will.
Yeah, definitely. But already as of yesterday, I think they posted the teaser for the next movie.
Shut up.
Yeah, see. And
like official teaser.
Oh yeah, this is from the Power Rangers Twitter account itself.
I know
if I can get my thing to work. There it is.
What is that? Is that the Green Ranger helmet?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. So they're already spoiling the ending themselves of a little stinger mid-credit scene.
Well, Rita was the Green Ranger as well, So, and I think in the final scene, she lost her,
like the coin.
Well,
the coin and the staff, right? That was kind of the point of what they're trying to get.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's cool. Variety also had, I think it was Variety. Who did I have here? Yeah, Variety had an interview with the creators and developers, I guess Saban or...
Oh, yeah, Saban.
About the movie and what they're trying to do. And because that's what a lot of people are saying. It was a lot of development for not a whole lot of Rangers. But they already have in the works plans for 6 movies.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But they have so long, like how many years, like of material that they can kind of reboot from or like kind of make into this universe.
Yeah,
like it's crazy. Like they have a lot, man.
Well, we see. I think I don't know. They can totally take this now in a completely different direction because I think they did a great job of like resetting this universe with these like new like actors and actresses and bringing those characters up into modern time, that they can now and go do completely different stories from anything that's been in any of the TV series or anything like that. Just because, like, hey, they've reset it, they've paid homage, like you've gotten the parts that you want to be the ones that are paying respect and mimicking the old stuff. Like now you can break into new territory and you'll be totally 100% fine. Yeah. Like, people will not complain about you kind of changing and going a different direction. Yeah. Like, I don't think at all.
The fact that they, like, their suits are within them and the way they were created is like they come out of them. Dude, that's freaking nuts, man.
Dude, I really like that change of it. I like that they were, like, I mean, they still had power coins from back in the day where they had that little... like the actual morpher that the coins were in, like for now the coins just to be out and alone and separate. Yeah. That they had a bond with those coins basically. That they had to learn how to get into the quote unquote morphing grid. Yeah. And then that's what brings the suit out of them. Like all that little stuff, man, was super legit.
Yeah, they've taken it into a new direction and they made it more grounded. It feels like it's definitely a grounded retelling. And this was probably not as gritty as the fan-made reboot with James Vanderbeek.
No, nowhere near as gritty.
Nowhere near as gritty, but it's still a really well done.
But you know what? I liked that it wasn't as gritty as that other one. More than anything for the fact that it made it feel more realistic. Yeah. Because if it would have been that gritty, I feel like that's taking it the complete other direction, right? Because you can either have stuff that's very campy and then it doesn't feel realistic, or you make it very gritty and then it doesn't feel realistic. Yeah. And this was, I think, a perfect balance in the middle, and I think that's what they were going for with the stories for each one of the characters, right? Like each one of them is very, very much grounded in reality. Yeah. Like they're actually dealing with real world, real life problems, like in their own lives, and then to make it something that was very gritty then after that, I don't think would have worked. So I like that they were very consistent with that throughout. Really freaking cool, man. Yeah. I had very high expectations for this movie coming in, and it met like every single thing that I wanted out of this thing. Dude, so that's awesome, it's freaking cool, man. I would go watch it again.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, easily, dude. I was already thinking about it. Maybe I'll go tomorrow, but...
Oh, my God.
I don't know. I need to not spend so much money before going to Florida.
I know, man. You're going to burn all through.
I know. Yeah, so I'm like, that's the only thing keeping me back, because otherwise I would definitely go again and go watch it.
Yeah. Well, you're going to go... I mean, are you going to go see that, or are you going to go see Life?
So tomorrow I'm going to go watch Life. Kind of getting the stuff hopefully we'll talk about next week. Right on. I want to go watch it again, but I'm gonna refrain from it. So definitely going to go watch Life this weekend. Talk about it next week on the show. because that movie looks freaking ridiculous, and I'm going to scare myself tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I'm really going to have a lot of fun while doing it, hopefully. Hopefully that movie's good. We'll see what happens.
Well, cool, man.
But
cool.
Heck yeah.
Well, until that time, sir, I think that's about it for us.
Yeah.
Where can the nice people find us, sir?
You can find us on Twitter, twitter.com/Kenobi's Corner. We're just at the Twitter handle at Kenobi's Corner. You can find us on iTunes, Google Play Store, any one of your favorite podcasting platforms. Just search Kenobi's Corner. You'll be able to pull us up pretty easily from there. If you want to have a conversation with us, you can do it not only on Twitter, but you can do it on our YouTube channel. Just search Kenobi's Corner. You can do it there. We post our episodes to SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/Kenobi's-Corner. Good comment section in there where we can kind of have a conversation, or if you just want to let us know about stuff you want us to cover, criticisms, constructive feedback, whatever you guys like, please let us know. We're always up for it. And that's just about it.
Well, right on. Well, until that time, next week when we get to speak at you and you listen,
Yeah.
enjoy yourselves and each other.